A hopeful afternoon, everyone. How is it going with you? We know that right now in the province, we are battered heavily by strong rain and flooding last night. So we are strongly hoping that you're all safe and dry wherever you are. We are immensely grateful that you are joining with us today in this episode of NOLITC Cares. In the last episode of NOLITC Cares webinar, we had an interesting conversation about grit to great. This afternoon, we'll have a deep dive into another meaningful way to take care of our fur babies. So, our animal lovers out there, this webinar is for you. Animal rights are moral principles grounded in the belief that non human animals deserve the ability to live as they wish without being subjected to the desires of human beings. In this episode of NOLITC Cares webinar, we will be discussing about animal welfare and animal rights. This is the Gender and Development Project of the Office of the Governor of Negros Occidental, focusing on the promotion of self-care and mental health during this time of pandemic in collaboration with TUPV Cares and Hearticulate Psychological Center.
Everyone needs somebody, even if that somebody is a fur baby. So they said that owning a furry companion can bring positive effects in our lives. And of course, not only do you get to live with a friend, but they improve your health because they can ensure that you get some daily exercise. Obviously, pets don't speak our languages, but they are quite aware of their owner's emotional needs. So many people believe that having a bond with their pets provides them a sense or an added sense of purpose. So join our discussion this afternoon with our featured speaker from Portion Project, and we encourage you to listen, participate, and engage through our social media accounts and leave your comments and reaction in our Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Hello there again. My name is Red and I will be serving as your host for this event. In this 12th episode of NOLITC Cares webinar, we shall have a cuddly discussion about love for our fur babies. A warm welcome to all of our dear friends over at Facebook and YouTube live stream. Before we begin, just a few reminders to ensure that we have a smooth flow of our webinar. Firstly, we remind everybody to kindly fill out the online attendance right now. The link to the online attendance form will be pinned in the comment section, or you may also scan the QR code that is flashed on your screen. If you have any questions about the topic, the easiest way to let us know is to post in our online open forum form, which can be found in the description box. Alternatively, you may also place your questions in the comment section. Please feel free to post in some insights in there as well. The moderator will bring them up towards the end of the presentation. Please do not hesitate to engage and interact by using our virtual reactions, or you can leave a comment at any time. Why don't we try that one right now? Please comment your names and where you're joining us from. We would love to know. You will also be receiving a certificate for attending this webinar online. You only need to accomplish the online evaluation of this webinar. Again, that can be found in the comment section and that will be also flashed on the screen right now and towards the end of this webinar. And last but not the least, we please invite your peers, your friends, your colleagues, and your loved ones to join us in this webinar. I hope that you're all catching up with me with some of our opening reminders. If you have not seen our previous posts yet, you can always check out our social media accounts. Please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for this afternoon, one brave woman refused to just stand by, and that is how Potion Project was born. Our speaker for today founded the Potion Project in October 2018, this year, at this month, by Ms. Malu Perez. Potion Project Foundation Incorporated is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the rescue, rehabilitation, and rehoming of dogs in distress. Potion Project began in Bacolod, armed simply with a lot of hope, courage, and unwavering support of some few good friends. After the first pound rescue, numerous reports poured in one after another, which eventually led to the opening of a second shelter in Bulacan in the midst of 2019. Since then, the journey has led Potion Project to more than 2,000 rescues and thankfully over 600 rehomed dogs. However, the problem is far greater than what Potion Project and other animal welfare organizations alone can surmount. Dogs continue to be executed in city towns, and the number of strays and neglected pets are rising dramatically. The battle cry of the organization is that we can do something to help improve animal welfare in the country. They raise awareness against animal cruelty and help spread knowledge about RA 8485, or the Act to Protect and Promote the Welfare of Animals in the Philippines. They are calling us to be responsible pet owner and encourage others to do the same. Miss Malu is promoting neutering of pets to help control overpopulation. She encourages us to adopt, foster, sponsor, volunteer, donate, and advocate because every action creates a ripple of effect. The road to better animal welfare is long, and Potion Project will continue the journey to be the voice of the helpless furry friends. Ms. Malu is a marketing graduate, a licensed financial advisor, environmentalist, and of course, an animal advocate. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to our virtual stage our expert speaker for this afternoon, the Potion Project founder herself, Ms. Malu Perez.
Hi everybody, good afternoon. My name is Malu and I'm the founder of Potion Project. First, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Sir Larry, Miss Tina, and the whole NOLITC team for inviting me to talk to you about my advocacy, about the voiceless animals, and just about how beautiful it is to love and be loved by fur babies, our rescues, the dogs and cats. But also allow me to apologize because I will not be able to join you live as much as I want to. While this video is being shown, I am actually on my way to Ormoc, as I was also invited to become a speaker for an animal welfare summit. So yay for more opportunities for, animal welfare to be discussed. But yeah, Passion Projects is a non-profit organization that I founded October of 2018 in Bacolod because there were dogs on death row scheduled to be killed by gunshot at the Bacolod City Pound. So, growing up, I've always been a dog lover, but I was never really aware about the reality of stray animals, not until I set foot at the pound. So, to know more about the advocacy and the project that I've started, let us first watch this video.
For me, dog is just God spelled backwards. If we're kind to them, then I think, we'd be able to achieve what we want. And it's a beautiful world. And these animals, if you get involved in this mission, you'll realize they will really save your life every day. There's just so much that we can learn from them. My name is Malu Perez. I'm 31. I'm the founder of Passion Project. Basically, the mission of Passion Project really is to save stray animals, unwanted pets, and those dogs on death row sa pound. Yun kasi talaga yung pinagmulan ng Passion Project. The first shelter was built in Victoria City. It's an hour drive away from Bacolod City, where I'm from. But the Victoria shelter came about because of 50 dogs on death row at the Bacolod City Pound, scheduled to be killed by gunshot. I saw a post about these dogs. Just like any other regular animal lover, shinare ko. Manang Jen, who's our family friend, and the owner of the farm where the first shelter was built, she called me and told me na, Mals, you saw this post about the dogs on death row. We have more than enough space. Are you willing to save them? So without second thoughts, hindi ko alam kung I was crazy or it was God responding through me. But I said yes. It was my first time to set foot in a pound. It was the most heartbreaking day ever. Imagine, you're an animal lover and then you go to a place where the dogs are supposed to be killed already. I wanted to break down, but I was trying to distract myself, but you'd still hear them cry. The pound has 10 kennels, 2 by 3 meters, and then sometimes it's filled with 10 or even more dogs. When you get there and you realize the reality that next week mayroon na naman ulit, all of a sudden parang, no, it should not end here. I think the day after, that's when I thought of the name Passion Project. It's a passion project, but it's dedicated to our furry friends with paws. So that was the first shelter. And then July of 2019, we were able to find the Bulacan shelter. Before we bring the dogs to the shelter, they're brought to the vet first for assessment and for check-up. They may look okay, but you bring them to the vet, you run the blood test, lahat ng sakit meron sila. Siguro dahil din sa pagmamahal ng mga caretakers, sobrang bilis ng rehabilitation ng mga aso. Basically, you just provide them their basic needs and you love them. In terms of adoption, it's actually very easy with Passion Project, but we are very, very cautious with it. We always treat all our rescues, no exception, like our own kids. So we just want the best life for them. And we have to make sure that they go to a home na better yung life nila than the shelter.
Ben and I were saying that if we were to get another dog, it has to be a rescue. So we went. And yeah, as soon as I got there were so many dogs. Umupo lang ako doon, and then this dog went up, looked at me, like he knew me. I think we fell in love. Like the feeling of like what I had with Balbon, that connection, so priceless. Every being just wants to be loved and show love.
Balbon used to be a stray. Yung mata ni Balbon, kaya medyo parang bulag yung isang mata niya kasi tinusok daw yun ng barbecue stick. And then, muntik nang masagasaan si Balbon. Meron kaming kinuha na aso sa Batangas. After na pinick up yung dog sa Batangas, dinaanan na si Balbon sa Parañaque. Tapos dinala sa shelter. Like, just a day came na nahanap na yung tao na para sa kanya. For me, helping stray animals is very important because it is actually our moral obligation to help them. And that's why God created us na may thinking brain tayo. Because we're supposed to help them because they can never speak up for themselves. I just hope that people will practice kindness. These animals deserve our love, our care. There's just so much we can learn from the stray animals. I can say it again and again, just how these animals actually save my life every day. And they just give so much meaning and purpose to my life. Helping stray animals, actually, it helps us become a better person. Let's inspire each one to be kind. When you help someone or an animal who can never pay you back, parang for me, yun yung totoong tulong. You're not expecting anything in return. So that's our ultimate message. Let's all stay kind.
Here's to the lucky ones, the survivors, the rescues. They're not Chihuahuas nor Shih Tzus. They're not beagles nor bulldogs. But they need just as much love and care and a good home. Some may have unknown histories, and most have troubled pasts. But what matters now is their future. So if you have the courage and the patience, the heart and the home, there is a rescue who needs you. Because when you adopt a rescue, you help change a life. And don't be surprised if that life turns out to be yours.
So, yeah, for me, dog is just God spelled backwards. I believe that we were put in this earth because we have a purpose, and life is just so much more beautiful if we live it in the service of others. So it's so beautiful to experience just the love of a fur baby, because it's really like no other. These creatures, these dogs, cats, the pets, they are voiceless. They can never speak up what they're feeling, but as the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. If there's any one of you here who is already a pet parent, kung may pet na kamo, may rescue kamo, I think you can all agree with me that just having to see your pet's tail wag, just just having to see them super excited and giddy every time you come home from work, from school. Dula tada nakapoy when you come home to them. All the more the rescues that have given my life so much meaning and purpose. Even if I frequent the shelter, even if I actually already live at the shelter right now, I still find myself emotional sometimes every time I would enter like the shelter premises mismo. I still feel a bit emotional because sometimes I think that, these animals should have been dead by now. But here are they, they're safe, they're happy, they're super loving, and they're super grateful. And lain gidi ang feeling when you know that like a living being really appreciates you for the little things that you do. Sometimes the most appreciative pag ani sila sa tao, wala gid ka may mabatian sa ila. All you really would feel from these animals are so much love and gratitude. The love of a fur baby can teach us to become a better version of ourselves. The love of a fur baby can remind us that mayroon kita worth. The rescues continuously remind me of my self-worth, especially during the days when I feel like worthless sakon. Especially during the days when I would feel like useless akon, na none of the things that I do is enough. But whenever I see them, whenever I see the rescues, whenever I hear the stories of people who have adopted from us, whenever I get messages from people who would tell me that they have been inspired to feed a stray, that they have been inspired to adopt, to rescue, and basically just to be kind to animals, especially the homeless ones, not just their own pets. It continuously reminds me why I am alive. And nothing really compares to a life lived with purpose. The love of these fur babies has also actually saved a lot of people going through depression, mental health problems, anxiety, especially during the peak of the pandemic. Because all of a sudden, these people who felt like they were worthless, these people who felt like they were not accepted by the society, by their group of friends, by the world, suddenly has this living being who looks at them as if they're their own world. I mean, imagine, I don't know, it's just so hard to put it into words, especially if never ka pa nakapet, or especially if never ka pa naka-experience na mayroon ka dog or my cat. But there's just this magic whenever you come home to a giddy, to a happy, to an excited dog or cat. I really would highly suggest that you consider fostering, at least kung hindi nyo kaya mag-adopt, and just see for yourself just about how inspiring it is to see an animal who was once abused, was once abandoned, who was once homeless, never even had a name, never felt loved, open up to you and, just make you feel like they're their own world, as I was saying earlier. I cannot emphasize enough just about how beautiful it is to love and be loved by a fur baby. So I would like to show you this video. This is a music video about a dog named Buko that I rescued in the sugarcane fields of Cadiz, who was ridiculed by people, who was being shot by pellet guns by kids. And I'd like to take this opportunity again also to remind everyone to be good examples to children. You know, it's never okay to harm an animal or a living being. You don't play your pellet guns or your air guns with these dogs or cats, because you know these animals are sentient beings as well. Meaning to say, they also have feelings. I mean, they feel pain. They feel ashamed when they're ridiculed. They also feel happy. They feel sad. They feel scared. So again, let us all strive to, you know, be an instrument of creating a kinder world and a kinder environment, not just for people but also for animals. So again, I'd like to show you this video of one of my favorite rescues, Buko, who's now living the best life possible in the Zubel farm in Calatagan. So let's watch this.
I've always been like a dog lover, and I started seeing these incredible pictures of dogs that had been abused or needed rescuing. And actually the first dog that I saw was Buko, who was then called Cain, because Malu said that she had found him in the sugarcane fields in Bacolod. And I couldn't sleep at night because there were pictures of Buko with no fur. He had complete mange.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying,
Rescuing White. He's a stray puppy who has mange and is a victim of abuse from kids who are not really educated that, you know, hurting animals is really bad. So, yung mga bata, binabaril siya ng pellet gun. So, he actually has some wounds on his body. He's very, very scared.
when I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Thought the road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. And I won't look back, and I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. Like a shooting star, and I will go the distance. I will search the world, and I will face its harms. I don't care how far, and I can go the distance till I find my heroes. Welcome waiting in your arms.
I told her that I noticed small people who was king back then. And I said, Malu, if you can foster him for me, I would love to adopt him. So that's when the fostering began. And then Uko came into my life. And when I went to pick up Uko, Scruffy was peeping at me behind the door. She was a little puppy. And I said to Malu, Malu, I can't leave just Uko today. I have to take that little puppy behind the door with me. And she said, go ahead. She's up for adoption. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to call her Scruffy. And I'm going to rename Kane to Uko. Because I want Uko to have new life. And I don't want him to have the stigma of where he started. So now they both live here in Kalatagan on our farm. And they live a happy, free life.
Okay, so I hope one way or another I was able to inspire you and touch your hearts, and really just remind you that we're not the only ones living in this planet. We're here to take care of each other, and that also includes the dogs, the cats, our pets, especially the stray animals and the homeless ones who have never even had a name, the stray and the homeless animals who don't have a home and a family. And I also really guarantee you that when you become kind to them, when you show love to them, when you shelter them, give them a home and a family, good karma is on your way. These are, again, living beings created by God as well. So let us inspire each other to be kind. So before I sign off, as you can notice, I am in a very, very beautiful room. I'm actually in a hotel here in Manila because we have been gifted by an overnight stay by one of the hotels here in Manila who is trying to really promote their space and their property, that they are pet friendly, meaning to say that you can bring in your pets, your dogs, your cats here. And I'd like to show you one of our rescues, Donita, who's here with us. You can say hi. Hi, Doning. Hi. Say hi to them. So, I'd like to just show you just how beautiful. I'll move the bed because I moved it earlier. So here, the hotel actually prepared this corner. It was actually prettier earlier. But they prepared a dog bed, some treats, bowls, and even a bathrobe for the dogs. And it makes me super happy that there are more spaces right now for animals. That, a lot of people do not just view them as sapat lang sila. A lot of people right now are opening doors and opportunities for these animals because they really deserve it. So again, thank you so much, NOLITC, for having me. Thank you, Sir Larry. Thank you, Miss Tina. I will bawi again next time, and hopefully I can really join you also face to face. I hope you can also consider volunteering at the shelter because nothing compares to, experiencing the love, the joy, and the gratitude of the rescues when you're at the shelter. So again, thank you very much, and let's just spread the love.
That's it. We just witnessed the presentation of Miss Malu and her advocacies about animal welfare. Let us bring to our virtual stage one of our moderators and facilitators in this CARES webinar, Miss Sally, to join us in the discussion of our takeaway of what we have just watched. Miss Sally?
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Red. I was
Yes,
a
hello
bit
there.
emotional
Indeed,
of
indeed.
the presentation of Miss Malu.
Mhm.
Sometimes we are all like that. Sapat lang na sila. No, we do
Mhm.
not, or we tend to forget that they do have feelings, that they also
Mhm.
need love and care from us because, as what I have said earlier, they do not speak our language, but
Yeah.
then they know and they understand our feelings and even our emotions. So
Mhm.
let us be kind, as what Miss Malov said earlier. Let us be kind to animals, and
Mhm.
I just want to share it with you, Miss Red, and to the rest as well. I have
Mhm.
encountered this while reading about fur babies, and
Mhm.
it said that rescue the mistreated and love the abandoned. So I hope
Mhm.
that it's going to be our mantra,
Yeah.
that we should always, give time, and of course, take time to give our love and care. Although people needs it, people around us needs it, we can give it freely. And if you can give it freely to others, then we can. I hope we can also do that to the fur babies or to
Mhm.
the furry little ones.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
what about you, Miss Red? What's your takeaway on the presentation of Miss Malone?
Yes, thank you for sharing that insight, Miss Sally. As for me, no, Miss Isa earlier have mentioned that every being just wants to be loved, and I
Yes,
really felt it's
I
so
wrote
deep,
that.
within me. Having pets, having rescues is a good opportunity for us to exercise this, the nature, of our very nature of kindness and loving another being. And also having these pets, it's just so worthwhile because they do not have voice. They cannot speak for themselves, especially
Yes,
the rescues, the
true.
strays.
Mm,
They are very vulnerable because they're so exposed out there on the streets, and to various violence that they may encounter. So it allows us, having pets, having rescues allows us to be the voice of these, our furry friends. So kindness is a gift that every one of us can afford to give. No,
yes,
imagine that.
it's free.
It just, yes, it just have to. We just have to take courage to adapt, to foster, and to show kindness. Wherever that is possible, whenever that is possible for us, to show
Yeah.
kindness.
That's true. And actually, we at NOLITC, we are doing it already because if you can still remember way back, was that 2020 or 2021? We
Yes.
have there in our area in Paglaom, we have a rescued um, one of the pets or one of the dogs frequents NOLITC gave
Mhm.
birth to how many was that?
Five.
Five,
Five.
five. Was that five? And the babies were were given to all. Actually, we choose.
Mhm.
we
Yes.
choose. Yeah. We pick our what do you call our fur baby. So we divided
Mhm.
it actually. So I got one. Sir Don also got one, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Miss Cho and I guess Miss Tina.
Yes.
So that's it. It's as what you have said. It's free. So and
Mhm.
it's I don't know. I am not actually. When I was young, I have this pet dog. It
Mhm.
was um, napatay siya because of the
Oh.
crossfire. Because sa amon area before, it was, um, may ano siya, may crossfire. Dito siya napatay. So, after
Mhm.
that, wala na ako nag-dog, kaya na-trauma na ako
Mhm.
kanapat siya ng
Mhm. Yes.
But after that, subong lang gid ko liwat na ka-dog. And, kanami gid na Miss Renia, the pets actually
Mhm.
gives you an excellent support and
Yes.
unmatched ginayang ilay nga ginahatag sa imo nga sense of ano bala ang companionship nga
Yeah.
ginahatag kay
Mhm.
sila wala sila judgment and anything that you can tell them, di ba? Anything,
Mhm.
emotions, whatever your feelings, na sad ka man, na depressed ka, you can tell them. And actually, ang ilang nga love language is touch, no? And
That
they can
and
just lick
cuddle.
you if they feel that you're feeling down, they will just lick you. And ang ina nagahatag sa aton bilang sense of ang tawag ba ni Miss Malu kay na um ang purpose, wala the sense, ano, mga may purpose ka pa sa life. So,
Yeah.
to not give up, ari pa ko to
Mhm.
kamo na ginano sang
Yeah.
pet. So, yes, we should exercise kindness and uh, hindi na pwedeng, ang dog at the same time, as what I have said earlier, it can boost our because doktor ba kagid nga dapat ipalakton mo sila.
Yeah.
Maaga sa akon may exercise and at the same time ikaw as well, nag-e-exercise ka man. So may cardiovascular ka, like may
Yes.
dala.
Let's really take care of them. All right. I just wanted to connect it to what you have shared because Miss Malu shared it with us that her rescues are the ones who saved her every day. No, it gives purpose and meaning to her life every day. I am also a pet owner, Miss Sally, like you. And I really wanted to get one puppy as well last year of one of the dogs who gave birth to our center.
Yeah.
However, almost all of the employees would really want to get one puppy, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to
Yes.
get one. But yes, I have a pet dog, and it's such an amazing feeling to be welcomed every day by your pet, and to cuddle and to play with them is it's such the one of the best parts, probably the best part of their day. You know, if we because these dogs they are what do you call it? Like they really crave for attention, our pets. So they really wanted to be pet. They wanted to be cuddled, and they also wanted to spend time with us. That's what I've noticed with my pet dog. So I've noticed that he is most happy if I spend time with him. So yeah,
Nice.
it relieves me from my stress every time I go back home and
Of
I am
course.
being welcomed with such a very cute dog.
Mhm. So that's it. So I hope you have learned something this afternoon because the
Mhm.
presentation was actually very touching and
Yeah.
it really calls out to everyone. It's a call to action that
Mhm.
we should, love the animals if it is
That's
possible
true.
to educate the kids as well to love the
Mhm.
animals and do not hurt the animals because they too have feelings. And
Yes.
if you feel like you as a person need somebody to be with you, the animals
Mhm.
also feel that way as well. So I hope
Mhm.
we all be kind, and from this
Mhm.
day on, we will be more kind and more loving towards
Yes.
not just others, but towards animals as well. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Miss Red.
Thank you, Miss Sally, for joining with us in this discussion. And thank you for giving us your insight about the talk of Miss Malu about love for our fur babies. We invite our audience who are joining with us virtually to also share your experience and share with us if you are also a pet owner. Kindly comment in the comment section or in the comment section, or if you wanted to volunteer in Passion Projects activities, you may also signify your interest in the comment section. I believe Miss Malu would really love to reach out to you. So again, we would love to thank Miss Sally and of course our very cognizant resource speaker for this afternoon, Miss Malo Perez, founder of the Potion Project, for her insightful discussion about love for fur babies. We have an exciting lineup of speakers waiting ahead. In fact, tomorrow we will have another webinar. So please watch out this space for another very meaningful discussion. Catch our NOLITC Cares webinars that will be live streamed through our Facebook page and the YouTube channel. I also would like to emphasize how you can get a certificate for attending this webinar online. Please provide us your evaluation through the link provided in the description box. And please, you may also scan the QR code that is flashed on your screen. Kindly do this right after the webinar ends, or you may also do your evaluation right now. We also would like to remind you to kindly type your email address correctly so that it won't bounce back. Be careful with the spelling of your names as well. The evaluation site will be open only until 6 o'clock this evening. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our NOLITC Cares webinar. We would like to remind everybody to please stay safe and stay dry. Keep smiling and keep strong. NOLITC Inspire, NOLITC Cares. Avance, Negrense.